Hi, welcome. I'm Summer. It's nice to see you. So today I wanted to talk about the actual first serial killer on record, H.H. Holmes. Now, H.H. Holmes has to do with the Murder Castle. If it's real, people say it's alleged, but there is pictures of it, and there's a paper trail from H.H. Holmes. Now, H.H. Holmes, his name was Herman. It was Herman Webster Mudgett. He started out as a kid. He was born 1861. He actually was supposed to have been really smart. He did surgeries on animals, I guess. He got married very young, and the lady that he was married to, she was very well off. Her parents did not like him, so he had that going for him, of course. He went to med school eventually after he was a teacher before that, so that was a big thing. My cat's in the room. Maybe she'll come up here and grace us with her presence. So we actually have it to where he was a teacher, and that was not a big thing back then. Being a teacher was supposed to be for women. I mean, I'm not saying that, but that's what they said back in the day. But after that, he finally went to school for becoming a doctor, and he got it done in 2 years. But in the process of going to school, what was said is a lot of people said that he was smart, and then other people said that he wasn't very smart. Like his like the other students and whatnot, they said that he wasn't smart, that he kind of smelled, that he was kind of weird. And then I heard like other things where he was really smart. But the biggest thing was that he was a weirdo. That's what I heard. Yeah, so he's got that going for him. Well, in one of the stories that I seen, his roommate, because he had a dorm, they had dorms back then, his roommate said that there was something that smelled really bad in the room. Well, the landlord that owned the place, she came up and she was kind of cleaning up, kind of, I think, snooping around a little bit because he said something stunk. And she found in the room a cadaver of a baby. So he got away with doing that, I guess, somehow, but it is the 1800s. It's a little different from now, again. But they found the stinkiness. Yeah, so a cadaver, a baby, and it's from medical school where he was working on it, and he was dissecting it, and that's just, it's what they do in medical school. They even do it now. And also, this guy lived close to a cemetery after med school. He graduated in 2 years. He lived close to a cemetery, and he actually started grave robbing. And grave robbing, I mean, he was stealing bodies. And he was using them to get money. And med school, he went to them and said, hey, I can get you a body. You guys need bodies? I can get you a body. It was really hard for them to get bodies back in the day. So that's what he did. And now, in the process of all this, his first wife, he actually left. He had a kid with her as well. So he left her, and he moved on to different cities, and he would kill people in these cities, is what they say. And whenever somebody would question anything, he would say, oh, well, I don't know what's going on, and he would just leave town. Very easy to do back in the day, 1800s. Nobody really would be able to track somebody down like they can track people down nowadays. So he eventually moves to Chicago. And when he moved to Chicago, he starts working at a pharmacy. And once he's working at this pharmacy, the owner actually dies. And they say that he died from just natural causes, so maybe that wasn't because of him. Well, he then talks to the widower, and says, hey, I want to buy the pharmacy. And she says, okay, yeah, let's do it. Well, he is in the process of buying this pharmacy, and then she goes missing. Nobody sees her again. And when somebody asked, he said, Herman, he would say, she left and went to California. She took the money and ran. And I think that it actually passed. I think that nobody asked. So where did the wife go? Was it California? Or did he do something? So in this pharmacy, after he got a hold of it, he was selling water. And that's how he made his... And with this fortune, he bought a lot across... And this is where he builds a 3-story hotel. And later on, this hotel is what is known as Murder. So, in this process of building this hotel, it has 3 floors. And the bottom floor, he relocated his pharmacy into the bottom of this 3-floor hotel. When they were doing the blueprint for this 3-floored hotel, he actually was involved immensely with the blueprint. He had the workers do so many different things to the rooms. There were so many weird things, like it was almost like a maze to go into this hotel. And he did this on purpose because he had plans for this hotel. He did different things to the room. I mean, he made them to where they were like, there's traps, there's torture chambers, there's gas pipes going into the room. He actually enjoyed having people go into the gas rooms and listening to them go through the pain that they had to go through. He had a chute that the bodies could actually go down after he was done with them, kind of like a laundry chute. That's what he used it for, and he would have the bottom floor to use for the bodies, and he would strip those bodies down. He would take all the tissue off, take everything off of it, and this is where he did sell these bodies back to the med schools. I don't think he did it to all of the bodies, but he did it to many bodies. He had many mistresses. One mistress in particularly he had working at the hotel, and she ended up pregnant. And then once he found out she was pregnant, it's said that he himself did an abortion on her. He himself did an abortion on her because he said that she did an abortion on herself. And then she left town. Of course, with the leaving town. He had another mistress, but this mistress he actually married. So, kind of makes you wonder if it's because he actually liked this mistress or what. But he ended up sending this mistress away, sending her out of town. And I guess it's proven that she was actually out of town and she did not just stick around and end up dead because of him. And then another mistress that he had, all these mistresses and women, I really feel for them. She was a secretary. She actually worked for him, and he himself convinced her to sign over her land to him. And then he convinced her sister to do the same thing. And this woman was supposed to have been very smart. So Herman is just a very good liar, I think. Very good liar. He's in jail, and he actually meets this guy, this criminal, and he tells his whole plan to And Herman already has a partner with this hotel because it's the only guy that he could actually trust. And he tells this criminal that he meets in jail about the whole plan with him and his partner Benjamin. And they go out, and then in the process of this hotel, before he went to jail, he actually gets a partner, and his name is Benjamin. And he got this partner probably because they seen eye to eye with something. But anyways, Benjamin, he has a family, he's married, wife, and then he's got like 5 kids. But when Herman gets in trouble, gets arrested and sent to jail, he meets this criminal, and he tells this criminal about this plan that he has with Benjamin. And the plan is to act like they killed Benjamin, send Benjamin out of town, but have a body that looks like Benjamin and get insurance money from it. So, more insurance fraud. Well, he told this to this criminal, and he was supposed to be part of the deal. Herman gets out. This criminal gets out. When Herman gets out, the thing I think is that his hotel was searched after he got arrested, and they found his booby traps, his torture chambers, his gas chambers. When he was buried, he requested to have cement. He requested to be 10 feet under, and he requested to have cement around his casket so that nobody could do what he did to everybody else's body. This guy, he's something. But the execution, he was hung. It did take him a long time to actually die when he was hung. It took him about 15 minutes to die because his neck did not break. So, I mean, at least he suffered that, since he decided to make all these victims suffer excruciating pain, the gas chambers, they're like acid rooms, I mean, torture chambers, all of that. Also, what I have seen, what I've read, he could have been Jack the Ripper back in the day. Now, I don't know if that's true or anything. It might be just completely different with the stories. I haven't looked into both of them and compared, but I seen that on something, and I found that very interesting. And I kind of wonder, since they didn't figure out Jack the Ripper, what if H.H. Holmes was Jack the Ripper? What if he had to do with that? The Murder Castle serial killer. Now, I probably left a lot of parts out of this. I wanted to make sure that I got this in and it wasn't too long. There's a lot. There is so much with this guy. So much. He was so busy. I don't even understand how busy a person could be. It's just busy being a serial killer, being a thief, horse thief, all of that. Being busy, being married. But if you are still here, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please come back and join me. I do have a couple other videos that I've put out, if you wanted to go and look at that. But please be safe out there. Make safe choices. Don't talk to strangers. Don't let H.H. Holmes lure you in. I'm just kidding. He's no longer with us. Thank goodness. Alright. Make safe choices. Bye-bye.